Several weeks ago, I installed a carbon fiber look ABS cap over my wood dash. Today I am removing this piece to install a real carbon fiber cover. Optionally, you could use a plastic pry bar under the edges if the adhesive is very strong. In my case, just using my fingers, I was able to pull it up. Just start at one side and work your way along the length of the cover. It is fairly strong, but no adhesive is left on the surface, which makes cleaning up easier. Here is the removed ABS cover. You can see that the old tape is still there. Some sections may have pulled up a little or bunched up. I will sell it at an upcoming local Tesla meetup. I replaced the old 3M tape with new 3M automotive grade tape, and it should work like the original for the new owner. Here's the old cover that I will show for comparison. A few months ago, real carbon fiber covers were expensive, in the $300 to $400 range. I recently discovered that AliExpress carries the LUCKEASY brand, which is a company that sells many Tesla accessories. This particular one uses a Japanese Toray 3K 240 GSM carbon fiber cloth that is vacuum high temperature baked. It is super light. I'm now unboxing the dash cover. Unwrapped from the protective plastic, the cap comes in two pieces. The pattern aligns nicely where the two pieces meet. The old ABS imitation carbon fiber is in the back, and the new real carbon fiber is in the front. Up close you can see how the real carbon fiber differs from the imitation. You can see how the real carbon fiber has a 3D look to it. Both covers have a very similar shape. The only main difference between them is that the real carbon fiber comes in two pieces. Now turning over both covers, you can see that the real carbon fiber has a weave underneath it too. It also has one more piece of 3M tape along the center going the full length. Also note that the corners are done similarly to fit over and cover the existing wood. The price was $140, which included a $10 coupon and has free shipping. I just recently looked at the website and unfortunately it is currently out of stock. Let's start the installation. The first thing we need to do is make sure that the wood dash is clean. Use a microfiber cloth and isopropyl alcohol to remove any dirt and/or buildup. Next, test fit the two pieces onto the wood dash area. There is a bit of an overlap on the sides. One solution would be to trim about 1/8 of an inch off of the left or right piece using a belt sander, for example. I didn't feel this was necessary for me, plus I didn't want to take a chance in damaging the carbon fiber weave. You want both pieces to meet tightly in the center. My plan is to install the right side first. So in order to do this, I want to make sure that the left side stays fixed. With this close-up, you can see that there is a little bit of an overlap over the edge. I suppose it's better to be a little bit longer than too short. You need to center it so both sides are even. And when it is centered, I used a piece of blue painter's tape to hold down the left side to make sure that it doesn't move. Here's a view from the left side. At this point, I am removing the 3M tape plastic backing from the underside of the cover. Once all of the red backing is removed, carefully place the cap so that it touches the left side with no gap. Now place the cap down on the wood. I focused on the front of the cap covering the wood, especially along that front line. Double check to make sure that the cap is covering that line and where it meets the left side cover. Now press firmly down and move along the length of the cover. Go back and forth a few times. I used a microfiber cloth to make it easier to do this. You may want to use some blue painter's tape or gaffer tape along the left, right, and middle sides of this cap to put pressure on the 3M tape while it cures. Now that the right side is installed, we can start on the left. You can now remove the blue painter's tape. Pick up the cover, and now you can start removing the 3M tape plastic backing from underside of the cover. I also want to mention that it was about 65 degrees outside when I did this installation. If it's colder than 50 degrees, I would wait until it gets warmer out before doing this. It wouldn't hurt to use a heat gun or a hair dryer to warm up the tape before you install it. Once all of the red backing plastic is removed, carefully place the cap so that it touches the installed one on the right side. Make sure there's no gap in between them. Here's a view from up above. You can see where they meet. Now you can lay the cap down on the wood. As with the other side, I focused on the front of the cap covering the wood. Once it is aligned correctly, lean it back towards the rear of the dash area. Press firmly with the microfiber cloth. Go back and forth several times. Also make sure that you get the ends where the cap meets the corner. And that's it. It's installed. Overall, a very easy install that gives the car a nice look. I feel that the single area with light colored wood sticks out too much on this car. The seam between the two pieces is really only noticeable if you stick your head over the LCD panel. Otherwise, I don't think it is a big deal. Also, the carbon fiber seems to line up well at the intersection. I decided to show you what it looks like at night because it looks even more dramatic in low light. Notice the iridescence and 3 dimensions as it moves across the surface. It really has a nice look to it. Now that it's installed, it looks really nice. It matches the console carbon fiber area also. It is shiny, but I've never had any issues with glare. This is probably personal preference, but if you do prefer, there are matte versions available. This extreme close-up really shows the fiber weave. See the video description for the link of this real carbon fiber cover. Surprisingly, these are hard to come by at this price. There may be other versions available from time to time on Amazon in the $170 to $200 range, so keep your eye out for them. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.